have faith in God. Faith will be there to guide us in the many decisions we face in the days ahead. Faith is the foundation. Faith will endure. Another thing that will endure is hope. There was a man who lived back in the 1800s who had a very rough life. When he was young, his family was forced out of their home, and he had to work to support them. A few years later, his mother died, and 13 years later, he failed in business school. He went bankrupt, ran for state and national public office 7 times, lost all 7 times, and had his heart broken. Years later, this man, named Abraham Lincoln, became one of the greatest presidents of our country. Abraham Lincoln said, "The path was worn and slippery. My foot slipped from under me, knocking the other out of the way. But I recovered and said to myself, it's a slip and not a fall." Hope shows us where we can go and what we can be. It is the engine that will keep us moving forward. Finally, there is love. Love is to see and meet the needs of others, even before our own needs. Like Mr. Liddell, who stayed after school to tutor us on that hard trig problem when he could have been at home with his family. Or Mrs. Rebos, who took time out of her day, every day, to help us with our work, answer our questions, and give us advice. We love you, Mrs. Rebos. Where would we be without the love of our teachers? Love enables us to focus on others and not just ourselves. Love gives. It doesn't take. As we go from here today, we must decide if we will be a giver or a taker. Winston Churchill said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Class of 2011, my wish for us is that while we are out making a living, we will not forget to make a life based on faith, hope, and love. Thank you.
Part of it.
Now I would like to introduce the salutatorian of our senior class, Miss Carrielle Brown. I'd like to begin by saying that my fellow graduates, you all look great tonight, honestly. Most of us were walking around campus with awkward looks on our faces as we asked where Building 6 was or why neither side of the clock tower showed the correct time. And now look how far we've come since the fall of 2007. We've matured a great deal and we've experienced change. We've loved and lost, we've had our classroom doors glued shut in the morning, and we've taped our administrators to the walls in the name of fundraising. Needless to say, we've had some good times. So as a salutatorian, I should probably mention something academic in this speech, so here goes. I'd like to share with you all a bit of wisdom that my father shared with me. He always told me that knowledge is the one thing a person can give you and never take away. I find these words to be even more important tonight as we are about to graduate, because although we have now completed a great deal of our formal education, we will never stop learning new things in our lives. It is of the utmost importance that we seize every opportunity we can to learn something new throughout our lives, even if that means making a mistake. We're about to enter a stage in life where making mistakes seems to come with the territory. But I encourage you not to see those as failures, but rather opportunities to learn something new and gain the understanding necessary not to repeat those mistakes. After we leave here today, each of us will go on our separate paths. Some of us will continue our education, some will enter the workforce, and some will join the military. We will move on from here, meet new faces, see new places, and experience whole new things. And we may not remember each and every day of our 4 years in high school, but the knowledge that we've gained from our time here at Pine Ridge will remain with us always, and nothing can ever take that away from us. I'd like to take this time to thank our teachers for their huge role in our education and for the countless days that they've dedicated to teaching, especially our English teachers who spent as much time grading our senior exit projects as we spent working on them. Also, I'd like to thank our administrators for always being on the lookout and for faithfully reminding us to leave our hats at home. And I'd definitely like to thank Mr. Russell for being the best principal that the school could ask for. And of course, we want to thank the people who have been teaching us from the very beginning, our parents. Were it not for you all, we would literally not be here today. For the last 18 years, you've fed and clothed us, taught us right from wrong, and put up with us